Mr. Dutchy Beats.
They all taste the same nowadays. They really do. I had one of those Beyond Meat sausages the other day. I think I was saying, and it actually made me feel sick because it tasted like real sausage. Like it was the same consistency, same taste. It was like a fucking sausage you get from like a pub bat kind of roll.
Man.
Yeah, it freaked me out a bit.
Some of the feedback I got from last week's podcast was they really enjoyed the food talk. They really enjoyed the recipe talk. But they didn't quite so much enjoy the violence talk.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, yep. Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, okay.
You know, talking about terror then.
Nah, yeah. Do you know what's funny? Do you know what the funniest thing was? Yeah, I know. Like, to totally
that was feedback from Terra.
to totally contradict what happened. Yeah, Corinne was like, yeah. When you lot were talking about all that madness, Terry was like sitting there like, and I'm like, no, you're getting this all wrong. You think of all of us, Terry's the most violent. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So who was that? Who was the feedback from?
Yeah.
And the
What
feedback was
demographic didn't like the violent talk?
The adult, female, normal human demographic.
Yeah.
What about no men? What about any men? Did they complain about that or not?
I don't think they did. You know what's really funny? Because like our listenership is so small at the moment, we're kind of like 50-50, like male, female demographic. Like obviously that might change in the future, but right now we have a lot of women who listen to our bullshit, which is cool, man. Which is cool. But yeah, I guess let's start the podcast officially.
Yeah.
How you lot doing, man? What's been going on? AC, how's your week been?
Same old, innit, man? Just on the grind. You know, that's about it, man. The teaching at the uni and that. And that's it really this week. I've just been exhausted, man. So
I swear everyone's feeling a bit tired, man. How about you, Terry? How you been?
I've got mouth for a vegetarian sausage.
That is not a euphemism to, you know what I mean?
That's quite literal.
What we were called last week, we were called the vegan feminist.
Fucking amazing. I'm vegan feminist all day. I might get a t-shirt with that on.
That'd be I guess in the future, I'm thinking ahead here, but in the next year or so, we have to start getting some merch together. So
hold on. What would AC say about us getting some merch?
Fucking wicked.
Oh shit.
I can't. I'm going to do it for next week, though. I'm going to get your fucking wicked onto the sampler. They downloaded in some weird format that I couldn't find a way to convert. But yeah, I'm going to get that on there.
Oh yeah, the phone ones, they are in a weird format.
OGT or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I like
man.
it. I like it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the sound bites.
Yeah. I think a lot of people been feeling tired because of the change of the weather.
Yeah,
it's got colder in it, so and then naturally people feel more tired. Like every time I've been getting home, I haven't been doing exercise. I've been just falling asleep, just fucked. And then like only like yesterday did I feel normal again. So
what kind of exercises are you doing?
Just like running. I've got the weights bench there and all that kind of shit in it.
Have you got like a running machine?
No. I just go out in it, but I was obviously going to the gym before that.
Yeah.
But just like, you know,
running through the six with your woes.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Exactly. I want to get one of those cross trainers, but I'd actually have to like build an extension onto my flat to actually fit in here.
Yeah. Well, my mate got a running machine that you can fold up and put under the sofa and then pull it out and he says it works good.
Yeah, so there's those like clamps that you can get for your bike. So I might get like the clamps for the back and the front and the back wheel. So you just sit there and like kind of do the bike while you're watching the TV.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, man, that would be big.
I think that's the only way I'd ever really exercise, like cardio-wise, is if like consistently, as if it was in front of the TV.
Because you don't do any cardio at all, do you?
No, I did a little bit. Like after the first lockdown, I started running. I've never run in my life.
I saw you be doing rowing machine though, innit? Before?
Nah, not really.
But I thought you changed because remember when at that time we were in Exeter, and we walked up that hill and you were fucked, and then like I was like, you need to do cardio as well as do fucking what's the other one called?
I might have said to you I was going to do it, but I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
I thought you did. You did, man.
You're going to do it just to make him shut up.
I swear I seen you on a video, a picture of you on Facebook. You're on a rowing machine.
Yeah, that might have been just for the gram, innit? Like, just for the likes. But I tell people all the time, man, I don't do cardio because I'm not planning to run from anybody. So I'll just I ain't running nowhere. But I did. So what I did, I started aiming for. I wanted to run a mile, innit? So the first day I went out, so I did it on a day, like everyday basis. So first day I went out, I think I ran about 200 meters and was dying. Yeah. Second day did about 300 meters, and then I just built up to I was doing like a mile and a half. I was doing pull-ups, push-ups, all that kind of stuff. And then just kind of flopped it a little bit. But I might start again, man. I might start. I want to start again. But I don't know. Like the problem was when I first started in lockdown, I was eating loads of crap. But then what's really weird is since then, I've just been eating less and less. And now I'm only having about like 2 meals a day maximum, like breakfast and maybe dinner. And I'm not eating any healthy stuff or anything. It's just like I just kind of eat what I want. But I haven't put on any more weight. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Let's well, once the gyms are open, because that's the thing. I started going back to the gym. So when the gyms open, I went back to the gym. Yeah. Actually, not when they're open. I waited a little bit, went back to the gym, and they literally shut the week after. And I was like, all right, great.
Yeah.
But
can't believe Luke, mate. There's been a gym open here the entire time. That's why they reckon our infection rate is so low.
It's still open through lockdown and everything.
Yeah, it was open the entire time. Like the police kept going and like raiding it, chucking everybody out. And then it opened the day after.
Fuck, they must have had loads of fines though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. The guy was just taking the fines.
The first gym I ever went to was in Luton, obviously, because that's the age I was when in gym time. And me and Tara went there. So I think I must have been maybe 16. Tara was like 15, or maybe even younger. Went into this gym, and it was like the dustiest, grimiest place. Yeah, like all these just roided up massive guys, and no induction. Just went in. I think it was like £1.80 each to like go in. And we just went in, like didn't know what to do, what to lift, and we just like they just left us to it, man. It was grimy, but that was my introduction to the gym life, and I was just like, yeah, I'm here for it, man.
And you're still doing the same routine that you did on that first day that you got there. Look at the results you're getting.
Pretty much, man. Come on. Here we go.
Mate, I think I've been really good. Like before lockdown, I was going to the gym, like kind of getting my diet in check and all that kind of stuff. As soon as lockdown hit, it was like, right, game over. I think I put on like 1.5 stone over lockdown. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, same to me.
I lost weight over lockdown, man. It's mad.
I hate people like AC. I'd
rather be able to put on weight. I say to people that are like mesomorphs or whatever, they're the luckiest, man, because you can put on weight or lose it. So you can choose what you want to do.
If I put my mind to it, but it's like it's that whole thing of putting your mind to it, and I think as well, that's what makes it even harder for me to lose weight, because I know if I really put my mind to it, I can do it. But I will say this though, the further away I get away from 30, the harder it becomes.
So lose weight or put it on?
To lose weight, putting on weight, like as far as muscle, just because of the way muscle cells work. So with a muscle cell, this is what they call muscle memory. So your muscle cells won't really disappear. They'll just shrink. Yeah. Then when you start working out again, they come back really quickly. Yeah, yeah. But that's the same with fat cells as well. Fat cells, you never get rid of fat cells. They just shrink. And so when you start eating crap again, they get filled up really quickly and you get fat again really quickly. So
I mean, my problem is I always got too many bills, so I can't buy enough food. So I just got to pay bills. That's my problem.
Do you know what? Okay. This is a good segue, yeah? So, I've been banging on about this for flipping ages. And a lot of other people have been banging on about it as well. But it's the classic, how much is a stream worth, yeah? And we've heard the Joe Budden podcast, they've joked about it for years now. And it's something I've been talking about for a little while, just about how music money works and why artists aren't paid what they should be paid. Because the fact that being a musician, and not obviously, if you're a struggling artist and you're not making music, then cool, you're going to be broke here. But for someone who's like actually a working professional artist who does shows, has a name, does shows, does all the things, and you know what I mean? People know your name, they know our names. We shouldn't be in a position we're in financially when it comes to music sales. And it's funny because, we do all right, but if we only had to survive on just music sales, we wouldn't be doing all right.
Yeah, for real. And, be fucked.
Yeah, so I can't remember what they're called. The parliamentary...
I read that thread, innit?
Okay, the thread was cool. The video was better. So I watched the video. I think I watched the video 3 times, man. It's like 3 hours long. I watched it literally twice in one day, then I watched it again. And they were giving evidence about where the music money comes from, how artists have to survive. And one of the artists on there, I can't remember this woman's name, but she was like, she's a big artist as well. She was like, I'm kind of broke right now.
Yeah.
And one of the things they said, which was quite funny as well, not funny, but it made a lot of sense, especially in our position, is that, and it opened my eyes to a few things as well. They said that the artists that do the best are solo artists.
Yeah.
Artists that are independent, again, that's us, and artists whose music genres are highly streamable genres.
Yeah.
Again, that's us. Rap, grime, hip hop, drum and bass, all that kind of stuff. They work off the demographic that we make music for. Use the streaming services more than someone who listens to classical music, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you think about the opposite of that, like someone who's in a rock band. It's 5 of you plus a manager, and you're signed. That money's getting split all different kinds of ways, and you're still so you're still going to be broke. And I was just like, yeah, man, it was just mad to me listening to everyone's like people's opinions. I was thinking like they probably should have had somebody from our sector, our music, speak as well. I don't think it was their fault. I just think, for the most part, like people who make our music aren't interested enough in that side of things.
Yeah, it's
no, definitely.
So go on.
No, you carry on.
So the streaming thing, we got to look at where the revenue is coming from when it comes to streaming. And like, if we're talking about physical sales, you've both done it yourself. Like, kind of stood in the street, sold the CD. You know how much it cost you, and you know how much you're making back from it. When it comes to streaming, there's no clear like kind of idea of, number one, what streams are actually monetized. Like, so if there's an amount of plays up on Spotify for your track, how many of them are actually monetized? And if they are monetized, what level of monetization there is on them? So you can look at basically all the raw data, absolutely everything, and still not know what the fuck you're actually owed, or what a stream is worth, or anything like that. Like, it depends what territory you're in, depends what territory the listener's in, and all this different kind of stuff. So, number one, it's the perfect like kind of ruse for we get your like whoever's hosting that streaming file gets the memberships and the sponsorship and all that different kind of stuff coming to them. But then it's like this smoke and mirrors where they go, right, so this is what this play earned. And you're like, I'm none the fucking wiser as to actually how much one of those streams is worth. Streaming is always going to generate per stream. I mean, it seems so stupid to say it, but one stream is always going to generate an infantile amount of money in comparison to one sale. Now,
that's
sales,
cool.
but at least we know we can quantify those sales it's next to impossible to quantify a stream to actually know how much it's worth to know, right? And there's all these like little like kind of diagrams knocking around of one YouTube play is worth X, Spotify play is worth X. It's not. It's not. There's no clear answer to that, because even with YouTube, it's all the different levels of advertising that they can put on a particular stream that will generate different amounts of revenue per stream. And
that's the same with Spotify as well. So Spotify have 10 different tariffs.
Yeah.
So
and some of the streams aren't even monetized.
That's crazy.
It's all down to the user who's streaming it, whether that is actually monetized or not. It's fucking.
I see. This is okay. So in what you said is 100% correct. And one of the guys who was an auditor said that even trying to get the information from the streaming companies and even trying to get the information from the labels is super hard because of that, because you don't know what's what, you don't know what's going on.
I mean, as a label, I look at the revenue statements, and there's the amount of plays on the revenue statements are not the same as the amount of plays on, and you can kind of go a month or whatever. I think Spotify account monthly anyway. There's certain ones that account quarterly, but like. Yeah. So you can kind of take a little bit off the top of whatever's on the actual streaming. But you look at that. I was looking at one the other day, and it's got 130 for one of the things on one of my old labels. It's got 130,000 plays between 2012 and now. The only plays that are accounted for 48,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait, go back. So accounted for in what way?
It's put on a statement.
On a statement. Okay, right.
Yeah, put on a statement that I can see.
But if you look on Spotify, you can see that you can see the plays are higher than that.
100% you can, yeah. So like that says to me that not all streams are monetized.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount, a good amount, like I'm talking like I see a third of it. Like if you break down like kind of 50k plays or whatever, and then weigh that off against 130 something K's plays that were on streams that were on Spotify, where the fuck are the rest of them gone? Like,
so do you think that, you know, the streams they're talking about that's not monetized, yeah? Is that the ones where you're listening to another artist and then they suggest they put the tune on where you didn't choose it? I just don't think that's that, or what?
If it's not a revenue generating stream, and I just don't think all streams are revenue generating. Like if they're not revenue generating streams, I'm not going to see him on the statement from my distributor.
But then, okay, so let's break down where that would be. Yeah, so I can understand why that would be on something like Facebook or on YouTube.
Not on Spotify.
But not on Spotify. I don't get why there would be any streams on Spotify that aren't being
monetized. Exactly.
Yeah. That's a bit weird
because they've got adverts all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, but then that's what. Okay, so my next point is, or my next idea, that the pie in the sky idea would be, what if we were in a position, or could it be a thing? And it's like I googled this the other day just to see if I was bugging, yeah. But it's been in talks before, yeah, or there's been rumors of it before. But having a stream be worth 1 penny, yeah, which is super high, which is crazy high, ridiculously high, yeah. But people have kind of spoken about this before, and this is the thing: it is ridiculously high, yeah, but at the same time, it's still affordable and could be profitable for certain streaming platforms to do
100% it could. But the point, if you look at the figures, I'm sure you've seen all the figures yourself from the distributor as to what like any given amount of plays are worth. They're not even close to 1 penny. Like it's not even touching the sides of a penny.
0.003
or something. Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's not realistic for Spotify or whoever to pay that out and still be profitable and still like kind of everybody have their equal like kind of grab out the bag. But it's nothing fucking close to that right now.
No.
Like the fundamental business model of Spotify would have to change drastically to the point where they just wouldn't do it.
Because that would then affect the consumer, I would imagine.
It affects everybody.
Right. So even if, let's say you half that number, I feel like that is, or something close to that is workable. I'm not sure, because when you look at, so I always compare it to a platform like Netflix. So Netflix is a streaming service where we understand how much, even if we don't know how much each stream of a movie's worth, there's kind of like I don't know, you're paying a certain amount, and you kind of understand there's value to it. But I feel like this is where we hit another problem. Another part of the wall is Netflix isn't a profitable company. And I don't think Spotify is either. So I think at this point, they're not trying to be, because they're not making a profit, but they're not trying to make a profit. They're trying to get, I guess they're trying to get as many people as possible. So at the moment, all they're trying to do is, it's a land grab, innit? They're just like, we want to get...
Which one you mean? What, Netflix or
Netflix
Spotify?
And Spotify. And I feel like Spotify work over the same, are working on
How do you mean they're not profitable?
Because they
still made a profit.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Netflix, but I know for a fact Spotify is still living off its investors' money.
Yeah.
So
what, Netflix as well?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Netflix was like 12 billion in debt.
What?
Yeah.
That's
because
crazy.
Again, it's but
well, then why are they making films themselves and spending dough then? What the fuck are they doing?
Because they're not trying to get, the stuff they're trying to get is way more valuable than what you think they're selling. To me, it's all about data on their side of things. They just want to.
That's exactly what it's about.
Oh, so they're selling all the people who's pay for it. They're selling their data to other companies and shit.
Not even like, I don't think they're even doing that yet. I just think in the future
they don't have to do it yet.
Yeah, and I feel like we're talking about their 12 billion in debt, but they're understanding that the data is worth trillions, so it doesn't matter.
Well, 12 billion in debt to a company like that is it's not even real. Like it's, I mean, if something came in and really fucked up their momentum at this point, that would be real. But if you look at, I know of a particular company that was sold quite recently, and before they sold, pretty big company. Before they sold, what they had to do was to convert their entire business model over to a subscription service. Otherwise, it was worth nothing. Like this company had like assets, like a legacy, like perfect company would have gone for however many millions of pounds or whatever. But to get the real like kind of future proof to that company, they had to move pretty much everything over to a subscription service. So. That's what these companies are. They're not particularly into that. That could be a flower, like a plant delivery service, or that could be like a fucking whatever it is. The future proofing of companies comes now in streaming number one, which is obviously like quite a big deal, but the monthly or weekly or daily or whatever subscription model is basically where all the investors' money is going, because most companies are not profitable. Most companies are operating with like an amount of debt that they're comfortable with, and no companies in the first like kind of 10 years of that size make any money whatsoever. They're constantly looking to like keep their shareholders happy with like kind of forward moving motion to at some point then fucking sell the company to someone else. And that's exactly what Spotify and Netflix are doing.
So what about Amazon then? Amazon Prime and all that?
Oh, Amazon Prime is a different big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different because again with Amazon, obviously the companies are broken up into different places, but Amazon have tangible products that they're selling. So you're coming through them and they actually have a product that's theirs that they sell. So Amazon have it all over the place.
Amazon, when it comes to like Netflix, Spotify, stuff like that, Amazon has been around for 20 years before. Like they turned profit like 20 years ago. Now it's just their model just is perfectly positioned for them to be able to make trillions.
So see with like, you know, with Spotify and Apple Music and all that, so because Napster was around before all of them, and Napster give the best on that graph that it showed, like not graph or whatever, the table, it showed that Napster paid the best per stream or whatever. So how, like, because Napster was around before, but no one uses Napster for streaming really, do they?
Because it's the customer, it's like, what is, as a consumer, what's the best? Remember, this is another thing I've kind of grasped as well, when I go online and start talking about this kind of stuff, the fans don't give a fuck. Like, and why should they? Like, the same way when people talk about how Netflix and the streaming service are ruining movies, we don't care. I want to see the fucking Snyder Cut, yeah? So shut the fuck up, show me the Snyder Cut. I don't care where it is, show me it. And that's the same thing with when it comes down to the streaming services with music. It doesn't matter that fucking Tidal or Napster have the best sound and look after the artist the best. I want all the music right now, the quickest way to get it. To be fair, I don't even, if I didn't have, I went years without Spotify Premium. I think I've only had Spotify Premium for like the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's because they've only just really fucked it up without being on premium. So they've done that thing where you can't actually flick through tunes or whatever.
Yeah. You can do it on the computer, but you can't do it on the phone.
Yeah, that's the only reason I got it. So again, it's like, who is the best for the consumer? And I feel like until we're in a weird space at the moment, because this is the only time in the history of capitalism and retail where the consumers actually care a little bit about what they're buying and where their money's going. So we've seen it in the food market that happened almost 10, 20 years ago when people started banging on about battery hens and shit, and chicken farming. Then everyone was like, I need my chicken to be massaged and fucking looked after before I kill it. And then we've seen the same thing with fast fashion. They're like, I want my stuff. I don't want my trainers made by some little Filipino kid.
That's why I wear Carhartt, but carry on.
And see that right there, that's the bit that I feel like more companies are going to be like moving towards. The understanding of not just what you make, but how it's made, man. And once consumers of music get onto that same page and feel like, this, because at the same time, you're not going to care unless it's going to affect what happens in the future to the bit you love, right?
You know what? I've seen it happen already to some promoters. Like once in some promoters, they get a bad reputation for treating artists like shit.
Right.
And the artists voice that, then the ravers stop going to their raves. Okay. And their numbers die. So it will be the same with companies,
So hopefully
will start dying.
We start seeing that with streaming services.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that what we got to realise about music is that whoever that consumer is, whether that's like kind of on a higher level, on a niche level, on an underground level, however people want to consume their music is eventually how we're going to present it to them. Like there's no kind of disconnect between the way that the music is out there. Say back in the days, our price or record shops or Virgin, then it was iTunes, then it was Napster, then it was streaming and stuff like that. You can't argue with the consumer because the consumer is basically why you're there not why you're there to present your art, but the consumer is basically where your revenue is coming from. So there has to be like some kind of give and take when it comes to that, because I think that number one, I see like a lot of artists saying to consumers, don't use Spotify, blah 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 blah, which is, I don't know. I think it's if there's enough momentum behind it and enough people catch that wave, then yes, it will affect the that
ain't gonna affect it. Shall I tell you why? Because of the way human brains work. When you say don't think of toast, innit? People think of toast, innit? So if you say don't use Spotify, you're just saying Spotify. Oh yeah, Spotify. That's going in their brain all the time. So all you got to do is just say use Napster, something like that, or Napster's cool.
But this is what Jen's talking about, like that kind of that ethical idea to it. But until that catches on with the entire industry, like every artist is saying it, every single one, then all they're doing is shooting themselves in the wallet.
100%. Yeah, for real. But that kind of put me off. Because I'm looking at where the consumer is for what, and how I'm going to make most money. That's why I put all my efforts into live work over these past few years. And I thought the music thing's dead, like, for money. So there's no point me recording tunes because I ain't got my own studio. I've got to pay for studio time. I've got to pay for mastering. Got to pay for this. Put it on a streaming thing. And then the money coming back is going to be shit. So I was like, there's no point in it. I'm just going to go do the live work. But then now I've got my own equipment at home. I can manage to afford it from having the other whatever. So now I got that at home. Now I can afford to just do stuff and then put it out just for fun. and money comes back, it comes
Fucking
back, innit? Do you know what I mean? So that's that. It does dictate. It does. A lot of artists are actually doing that. Like, if it wasn't for the live circuit over the past few years, I wouldn't have made dough. But then
no, but that's always been the way. Like, there's the idea of like kind of there's a couple of different ideas within the music industry of how you can become successful or financially stable. Like, get as fucking big as you can with a record label, like get your publishing, like do all that kind of stuff, and do the traditional route of like signing to a label, getting your publishing right, releasing loads of tunes, writing that music yourself. But then there's like the kind of the Bay Area punk scene kind of ethic where there's so many massive bands, like American punk bands, who just used to tour the country constantly. You'd never hear them on radio. You'd never hear them like kind of anywhere else outside like the punk scene. And they were massive. They had humongous, humongous fan bases, made shit tons of money, sold like kind of cassettes or vinyl or whatever at the shows, and were really successful. Now, if you can finesse that back again into like kind of making that money out of the live scene, finesse that back into your recording, and that can just be like the perpetual motion machine that powers your career. I mean, both of you have done that, like 100% done that.
See, this is what kind of bugs me a little bit about this whole argument, and it's the only time. This is why this 1 penny a stream, I was just like, oh, wait, that's nuts. So I was thinking, if I was getting 1 penny a stream, just from music sales, I do $500,000 a year, right? So I'd be like, yo, I'd be nice. Like that'd be I don't know, 50 grand or whatever, just from streaming. Like just from streaming. That would be crazy. And then it goes back to AC saying, like, can't afford food and stuff. Like, no one would be in that position who's a regular person making music. Even if you were only like from streaming money, music, the money I make from streaming is, to forget royalties, like take royalties out of it, is nothing really. Like it's nothing that I even think about. It's just like what I'll do every now and then. I'll check my DistroKid account. I'll check my Ditto account and be like, okay, cool. What I can do, that amount of money can pay for some hoodies. Like that's all it does. So it's nothing. But if the industry was fair, like just fair.
And you get a lot of streams and sales as well. Like it does.
And like so. And that's the thing. And this is, so there's another point I want to make as well. Someone messaged me a little while ago and was like, "Oh, why is your new thing not on Bandcamp?" And I was like, "Bandcamp? There's a name I haven't heard for a few years." Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really fuck with Bandcamp like that, because, and the reason I stopped fucking with Bandcamp is because I was making quite a lot of money from Bandcamp, but they were taking 10% or 20% from it anyway. So I was just like, man, like, I checked my Bandcamp when I stopped really using it. I remember checking my Bandcamp, you get the statement, and seeing what I had made from it in all the time I was on it. And I was like, raw. Like, I've sent whoever's running Bandcamp, I've sent his kids to college. Like, the amount of money I've made through my Bandcamp account that he's taking. Because when I did Father's Day, was it Father's Day? One of the songs, it was one of the singles I did, and Ricky Gervais must have like pushed it out or something, and I had the Bandcamp link. That did crazy amounts, like, and this was when people actually used to care about Twitter, and he had like 2.5 million followers, and tweeted it out to everybody, and everyone started buying it, went crazy, and but like the money was going to Bandcamp. So I've never really bothered with Bandcamp after that. Someone was like, "Nah, you should use Bandcamp. I want to check your stuff." And I was like, "No, the reason I don't use Bandcamp is because I make way more money off Spotify." And they were like, "Yeah, but you're only getting like a fraction of what you can make on Bandcamp." And I was like, "Yeah."
So the money, how do you mean the money was all going to Bandcamp?
So Bandcamp
weren't they just taking 20% of it?
20% or something, yeah. But I don't want them taking 20%. Don't take 20% of my stuff. We haven't like, to me, that 20% is still, you know what I mean? It's a lot. Especially when the amount of money that I'm making, I'm like 20%. Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, at the same time, a label and a distributor will take more than 20% off you, which is quite mad. Yeah. You got to, not saying you're wrong for thinking that way, because that is a lot of fucking money. But at the same time, a label and they have to stay in business. A label and a distributor would take like whatever it is, like if you got depending on what kind of distributor you've got, anywhere between 10 and 15% off the top, then that goes in and 50% goes to the label. Like, so there is a certain amount more work that you have to do, like with PR and all that kind of stuff when you're on your own back. But mind you, the PR costs come off the top of that, the mastering costs come off the top of that, and all that kind of stuff. So I have to recoup that first, and then. But the thing is, which paradigm do you choose? Which paradigm do you choose to get fucked over by?
But then this is a whole,
and they do the breakage. They do the breakage fee as well, isn't it?
This is a whole nother argument.
You know about that
whole other argument. So the breakage fee is what they used to put towards. They decided that if we're delivering your records, about 10% of them are going to get smashed up. So we'll just take that money. There's no breakage fee anymore, guys. It's an MP fee. But those are still in the contract today. So, again, on a separate side of what the streaming companies are doing, we then have the record labels on one side doing really dodgy business with a lot of artists. So we have a lot of artists signing deals that are industry standard deals. A lot of people have been through these deals, but they're just really bad. It's so funny. I was chatting to Wordsmith last night, and Wordsmith was like, "Yeah, man, I got fucked over by the label when they put out Roadman Showcase. I only made $5,000." I was like, "Bruv, I've never made $5,000 from Dep on Road. Like I've made $5,000 from Dep on Road, but not through the label. I made it from bootlegging it because they wouldn't give me my CDs, innit? So I made that by doing what I did, not the correct way. So again, it's like these whole. And then I had a conversation with guess who hit me up, man? Tom Weller.
Yeah.
Sir Thomas Weller hit me up, emailed me, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I ain't spoke to you in years, blah, blah, blah." Then he started breaking down some stuff that the label did with, so I was originally had a deal with Dominant Third Records, to put out Jar Bless. I then had a deal with Broken Souls. Broken Souls then took the record I did with Dominant Third, put it on the album, which was their album, and didn't give Dominant Third any money for it. So did some other dodgy shit. And basically, Tom was like, "Yeah, that shit pissed me off. That's why I just stopped fucking with people." And I was like, "Right, I didn't know none of that." Because at the time, I didn't understand. Not only did I not understand, I did not care. Like, these men were...
I thought it was Brave Music who put your album out.
Brave Music was the parent label for Broken Souls. So it goes bare different ways in it. So it's like bare man were getting fucked. But for me, at the time, the way I saw it was, you lot are fucking arguing over little pennies. I don't really care about that. All I want to do is make music. You lot are crying over a couple of grand. That's not my problem. I remember like the fee, the publishing, they owed us publishing for like $4,000 or something. And I was just like, they were like, all the label were crying over it. And I was like, I don't really care. Like, I can make $4,000, it's nothing. But yeah, like, it just goes to show you there's so much dodgy stuff that goes on with record labels that we see as normal. To us, it's like, that's just the way the game goes. And that's part of the game that needs to change, because if that changes, it has a knock-on effect. If you change the way the streaming game works, you change the way the deals work with the record labels to be more fair, which you see, I had a conversation with Res One, who's got Green Brick Records, and he was saying how what they do is all 50-50, as well as masters. We own the masters for only 5 years. Like, labels weren't doing that before. They were owning your masters forever.
Yeah, I mean, most labels will want to own your masters for like anything up to, 10 years became standard a little while ago. Before that, it was like 25 years. Before that, it was like fucking 50 years. I mean, a lot of that's something that artists are aware of nowadays. And they're like, no, we won't we don't want you to own the masters for any time. But at the same time, the label has to own the masters for a little bit for them to actually be able to make money.
Make money, yeah. I get that. I get that, but you say that's what artists understand. I don't think they do. Like, I think certain artists do. I think the majority. I think the overwhelming majority of artists don't understand any of this shit. Like me,
like the ones who the ones who go music college and that and get taught music business and they'll understand it. But the average artist doesn't do that, so they won't know what the fuck's going on.
I went music college and still don't understand that shit. Because one of the problems is when you go to music college and they're teaching you that shit, that's the bit you don't care about. You don't care about fucking PRS and all this shit. Like half the shit they told me.
You're meant to care about it.
You're supposed to, but half the shit they told you don't make any fucking sense. I'll tell you one thing I learned from music college, which really helped me, was they said whenever a movie studio contacts you to do a song for the soundtrack, tell them yes, you'll do it, but you've already got a song that will go perfectly. Even if you don't have the song, then make it so that you own the rights to it. That's the only thing I remember from music college, which has served me well in my life. All the rest of it was a load of bullshit. Like all that fucking to copyright your lyrics, send it to yourself. That's not real. That's not a real thing. Like some shit. But and also like
but it is in court though. It'll work in court.
Yeah, but how often does that actually come up in a situation?
Boy, I know a few people, whose bars have been bitten, blatantly been bitten by someone in Germany or whatever, and if they had their stuff done like that, they could take that person to court, pull it out, because that tune that the guy bit went big in Germany, man.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
enough.
So then all those things do. Even they could use because they got recordings of them spitting the lyrics before that guy nicked it. They could even take to court and use that.
Then you're good.
The thing is, he's not a straw hat case because he's made fucking a good load of dough out of that, because it was like I'm talking about top 10, innit? Top 10 single and everything. So you know.
The game's just mad shady, man. And I just feel like there needs to be way more education and artists that it has to be part of it. We're seeing this in sports as well. So sports contracts not being done fairly, or even athletes not understanding their contracts or not understanding what to do with the money once they get it. And this is another thing as well, we see bare rappers or bare artists talk about the money they're making from music. And the fact of the matter is, you're not making any money from music. Like, you're making money
when it said about the streaming thing, when it said about how many streams you have to get on each platform to get minimum wage. I was like, what the fuck? When you saw the numbers, you're like, nah, man, that's fucked.
But that's the thing, though, bro. That's you seeing the numbers are going, right, that's fucked. You're a fucking artist. So imagine like the people outside of the game. They don't know fuck all. So to me, the problem is, these labels, right? So say I'm a record label, and I'm paying my artist some minimum wage shit. And then with the minimum wage shit I'm paying him, he's going on stage and going, I'm making all this money for music. I'm like, okay, you're good with that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're cool. So I ain't got to pay you no more because that's what you want. And that's the the problem. And it's being highlighted right now because all the other ways that artists do make money from music, they're being cut off. So obviously the main thing was the live. And you know what? I'm so happy that I stopped doing live shows like for 2 years, because that not having that revenue, really forced me to focus on how do you make money from music. Because I was sick of like not understanding where does the money come from? But at the same time, I do feel a little bit bad now because I'm just like, I see so many artists that are getting their shows cut and they don't have this other way of using that talent, man, using that knowledge of skill you have.
Yeah. I mean, it just fucking generally.
Well, that's why I went and got other jobs.
Yeah,
that's why I went and got other jobs, because I was like, do you know what I mean?
Sorry, guys. Sorry,
and it's like, you know, like the music thing's always up and down, isn't it? You could get a string of bookings, and then 1 month you don't have any bookings. Then if you haven't saved up dough from that string of bookings, or you had too much other shit to do, then you're fucked for that month, innit? So that's why I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I need to go get some other work. So I got raves at the weekend and I got work in the week. And then the rave money is like bonus money on whatever I'm making anyway. So that's why I went to do the young offenders thing, because I can do 2 24-hour shifts and then make a decent wage out of just doing the 2 24 hours. That's 48 hours in 2 days. And then the rest of the week, I've got time to do whatever the fuck I want.
I see. My issue with that is that shouldn't be the case, because in what other, like, could you imagine, you're a plumber, you're like, I'm a plumber, man, I'm plumbing, but obviously plumbing don't make enough money in it, so I've got another job on the side, and I do that on the side, but then I plumb because I really love plumbing. It's like, wait, nah, like, your job should be your job. And This is the issue.
I mean, there's a certain amount of like kind of awareness that you have to have when you get into the music industry, that when you try to get into the music industry, that this is actually the fucking reality. And before the pandemic, before streaming, before all of that kind of stuff, where you are reliant on bookings, selling records, raising your profile, and having enough of a fan base to be able to support you. Like, and because it's not like plumbing or something like that. Whilst music is essential and all that kind of stuff. And I'm saying this purely because I've been through it all. I've been like kind of not paid by the label, been broke, like been like had loads of shows cancelled on me and stuff like that. But you kind of...
And your boiler's been fucked as well, so you respect the plumbers.
Don't even talk about my boiler, man. It's all right now. I hope I'm fucking praying, like... but... like when you see that thing about how many streams you have to make, you have to get minimum wage, right? I come from a school where I wasn't relying on one media stream or one revenue stream to just kind of get me through. Like, you have to get into the music industry, you have to have a few strings to your bow. Like, you have to do a few things. You have to get on top of, and yeah, I agree that if you do something and you do it every single day, you deserve to be fairly compensated for it. But unfortunately, that's never been the truth with music. Even before all this, it's never been the truth with music.
See, okay, I agree with all that. I wholeheartedly agree with your viewpoint. To quote the great Mike Skinner, it's the hardest way to make it easy living. I get that as well. The problem I have here is the way it's presented. It's one of those things, it's like shotting, Shotting is presented like, all you're going to do, you're going to pick up, you're going to get it, it's going to sell itself, you're going to be boiling, and that's how it goes. You're going to do that until you become the plug, and life, you go on. But in reality, I ain't got the horse for shotting. In reality, it's going to be nasty, horrible work. You're dealing with people who are at the lowest point of their life. You're dealing with criminals. You're gonna have no sleep. You're gonna always be looking over your shoulder. You got the police coming on one side. You got your enemies coming on the other side. You're the lowest of the low, and the money is not even great anyway. The majority of you ain't gonna be making more than the people make at Tesco's. And to me, that's the lie the music sell. The music, they sell this lie like, once you get signed, that's it. You just got to get signed.
But why is that? Is that because of the image that's presented within the music?
Yes. It's not just
and
that.
Also, no.
I think it's the labels. Like, it's a business, innit? Like, you sell dreams. That's their job. Their job is to sell dreams, and that's what they do. And it's only like, we keep seeing horror stories. We keep hearing them. We keep hearing about the people going on X Factor, signing the non-compete clauses and having their whole careers ruined. We hear them from the inside because we're insiders, but the people on the outside don't hear that kind of stuff. So they don't even know.
That's what they tried to get me on. When they offered me a deal, they were like, this fucking bullshit saying you can't, if you leave them, you can't release under your own name because of competitive whatever competition with them for like 5 years. I was like, fuck that shit. That's why I was glad I got a good lawyer, innit? And the lawyer got me out of all that bullshit. But other people, they'll just sign that because they're desperate to get fame. But then they haven't got the same. Not to get fame, but just to live their dream or whatever. But they haven't got the same mentality as, say, you and me. Like, we've seen through the bullshit of society from growing up in it, from when we're little kids. So we're like for me, I'm just like, fuck that shit. And luckily, you listen, say you listen to like certain rappers will break it down properly in their songs. So you already are on guard about that stuff. Like, say if I remember that tune we played in the car that time we were in 2011 on your tour, innit? The Rap Game's Hijack by Ice-T. I remember that tune. Okay, I'd heard that loads of times before I even ever thought about signing a deal for anyone. So it all had about recoup, it had about this, that, all the rest of it. So automatically, I'm not trusting the label. So when they give me a contract, I'm not just going to sign it there and then I'm taking it to a lawyer. So, and then like, just from being a hip hop fan, listen to Ice Cube, what he said about the whole NWA situation. You don't want to end up like that. The group I was in, it was like the NWA situation. The producer was trying to fuck us over in league with the label, like how Easy was in league with Jerry Heller and da-da-da-da-da. So already I'm like, okay, this is a parallel. Boom, I've got to be on guard, and then, you know. So I feel bad for the artists who don't know about that shit, but that shit is readily available for everyone to learn about now.
True.
Hopefully, because of the Straight Outta Compton film, hopefully now more people have seen what happened in that film, like, because it was a big film, innit? And they kind of like getting more wise to it. But if they don't, that's it's kind of on them as well, isn't it?
I feel like did you see the Dave Chappelle, the thing he put up on his Instagram?
Oh.
All right, so he put up a little mini special on his Instagram talking about his deal with Comedy Central or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Comedy Central.
Oh, a few months ago when he did that.
Man, this was literally last week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And he was saying how he's such a sick storyteller. So he was talking about how he went to the park one time and they're playing that free card Molly, and he tried to get in on it, got scammed or whatever. Then he sat back and he's watching them play free card Molly. So as he's got like watching and all the crowd around this guy and they're all cheering and boom, 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 boom. And he's like, he realizes that the guy who's doing the scamming and all the people around him are all in the same crew. Like it's all one thing. And he said, like, that's what it's like when you're signing your deal, because you're signing the deal and the lawyer, your lawyer, their lawyer, like everybody involved is all on the same team. And it's like, where the fuck is your team? Like, where the fuck is our team? And why is it?
This is what you got to be on the lookout for. Like, I was in a discussion with some other people about that. There's a YouTube channel actually. This guy, he makes videos about all of this kind of stuff, or even what you're talking about, the athletes and about musicians making no money, and it goes for everything. Like the thing, like the deal, the lawyer that I'm talking about, we luckily found him because he acted against our label for another label and beat them in court. So then we used him because he'd already beaten our label in one time in court, and do you know what I mean? So when we had him, they were pissed, but he smashed it. So, you know, that's how you got to do it. You got to kind of look at your label's history and what lawyers have been against them, and then you go and use that lawyer. Yeah. So, you know, like other artists, they tell them, "Oh, we've got we'll get you a lawyer for you to go through the contract." And the artist is like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And that's the lawyer has been hired by the label. That's what the fuck are you doing? It's crazy.
It is crazy. And I've spoken about my situation as before. I don't know if I did it on this podcast or one of the other podcasts I do. And I was saying how when I signed my deal for Universal, my publishing deal, in Spain, the guys came over from Spain for me to sign it with this big, thick contract, pages and pages, all in Spanish. Like, I don't really know Spanish. And I just was like, I just knew I was getting paid, man. Sign. And like, luckily, so far it hasn't come to bite me in the arse, and it's been lucrative, But at the same time, that was the dumbest thing I could have done. But it's the dumbest thing I could have done in hindsight. But again, looking back here, this is like where we're almost 6-7 years in. I was broke then, man. I needed money. I needed stuff had to be paid, and I needed to find ways. Jumping on Terry's point about us coming from a place where we know about hustling and revenue streams. That's cool for us. And I feel like part of the problem, why this frustrates me so much, is I am fighting this battle not even for me or artists like me. I'm fighting this battle for the artists who only want to do music. Because I don't think a lot of artists don't have the testicular fortitude to really get it out the mud, to really go hard. This guy the other day was sent me this thing about, you should do your own hats. You should get the sewing machine thing and do your own. I'm like, bruv, it's hard enough for me to send the orders, pick up the orders, come home, bag them all up and ship them all out. I can't see a lot of artists doing that. I can't see a lot of artists going, do you know what? I'm going to bag up my own orders, fill up this sack and then take it to the post office, looking at Father Christmas every fucking day.
in drum and bass, a lot of people do that. But drum and bass has got a very like independent DIY kind of flex in it. But only the big labels is where they wouldn't do that. But a lot of the artists are just literally bagging shit up and they're just taking them and posting them. So
that's my job basically. That's what I am. Like I do way more bagging up of merch than I do of making music. Like it's actually nuts. Yeah. But
that's why I did a thing with another company called Dynamic Threads, and I
saw that.
They print the stuff. They do all of the, because he's got the machine that he does it for a load of different brands, and then I just get 50% in it. So he gets 50, I get 50. I'm like, cool. Huh?
Nah, I want all my money, man. I want you not getting me 50%.
I hear you, but I'm just like, at least because when I was doing it myself, this was even worse, bro. Behind me, like it was just full of fucking boxes, full of t-shirts, hats, just cardboard boxes everywhere, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, man, I can't be bothered with this shit. So it's just like, now I'm just like, okay, yeah, you could do that. Like the hats, I still do it all myself, yeah. But all the t-shirts, the jackets, the fucking masks, the vest tops, all that. That's like, yeah, man, yeah, you deal with that.
Do they send you like, samples of stuff? Do they like send you t-shirts and masks and stuff like that, or do you have to buy them?
Yeah. No. It's all like everything's split 50-50.
No, but like do they send you like kind of samples of stuff for you to?
If I ask a sample, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then. You know, so yeah, it's all good, man. But that's it's taking the workload off my back, because otherwise, if you're buying all this shit up front and then you got it all sitting in your fucking house, and you feel like Del Boy or whatever, and you're just like, oh fuck,
it's in my house, in my car.
I do see you like Del Boy though, AC. I do see you Del Boy character.
Yeah, but fuck that shit, man. I ain't got time for it anymore, man.
I think
you should get a place in Peckham.
Yeah.
I
like it, man. I like. I know it's hard work, but I do like getting out the mud. I like getting out the mud.
Well, what was that one? What was that one, Terry? What was that? Fucking Wicked again? Or was that a different one?
Wicked.
Nice. You need to do some more talking.
Yeah.
We get a day of AC that's in the studio just saying random phrases, man.
But when it comes to merch, you just gotta. Well, when it comes to any of that kind of stuff, you've got to just kind of decide for yourself, right? What is my ball ache to revenue stream ratio? Like what am I willing to give up to like money wise to like kind of to like when I took on my social media guy, like to do my social media, because I'm on my social media, like my Instagram and my Facebook and all that kind of stuff constantly, and I love doing that. Like I love saying stupid shit and making people laugh. But I hated doing it for my academy. Hated it, like sourcing stuff, whatever. And that I'm not seeing any like kind of tangible revenue back from my socials, as it were, apart from like bookings and stuff like that. But I just didn't want to do it, so I ended up like employing. He doesn't actually cost very much at all, but like ended up employing someone to do that. And he does a wicked job. I don't even think about it now. It's like one thing out of my life, but I have to pay him to do it. So it's.
Yeah. I think with me, the merch thing's slightly different because I see it as almost like a separate business. Well, it is a separate business for me. So I try to maximize profits on that because this is another thing as well, which goes back to the music thing. But I always feel like, I say this to Corinne all the time, if I'm going to become rich, it's going to come from the clothing line, not from the music side. If it comes from the music side, it's going to be, this is hilarious. AC has a cat on his head.
Yeah.
This cat is a madman. He's on beef all day with the other two. Yeah. I think he's going to be a mad hunter when he gets ready.
He wakes up and chooses violence every day.
That's like literally, it's all he's on is violence. That's it.
Yeah. No, I see the clothing line as something that it's something that I'm gonna do differently, man, differently. And that's why I've been in this place where I had someone else do it, and I've been in the same thing when I was with a company that were doing the 50% thing. Where this is way back, it's like 2012. But I just think profit is over everything right now, man. Gotta get that dough because music don't do what it's supposed to do. And I said this, man, you can do 1 million streams and sell 200 t-shirts. And it's just like, let me sell my t-shirts, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Like, most bands are making their dough off the merch. Like most independent bands and all that, they're making their money off the merch, innit?
Guns N' Roses licensing it stuff to Tesco. It's where I got this from.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what they say about the Wu-Tang, innit? Like the most profitable thing about Wu-Tang Clan is the logo.
Yeah. It's the same with like, because like the rock bands and the metal bands were the pioneers of that. And you can see when we used to go concerts, innit, and work the concerts, the metal fans would be coming out. They're still buying those posters, and they're like maybe 50 years old or
Yeah.
They like the imagery, innit. Whereas like in pop music, they'll buy it as teens, like buy the merch or whatever, and then that's it. After that, it's done. They're not going to be buying that. So when you got a strong branding. And you know, you got an image of a flipping skull and a load of fire or whatever. People are gonna love that forever, innit? So like,
I can't remember who it was that played at Wembley. Like, was it last year or the year before? Maybe it was Guns N' Roses. Actually, it was one of those like big bands like that. I'm fairly sure it was Guns N' Roses, and you could see how many people it was just walking down like the Olympic Way, like 50, 100,000 people or whatever. Every single one of them had a Guns N' Roses t-shirt on. They were singing Guns N' Roses like, so if you've got that fan base and they love you and it's an iconic thing, I mean, you say all that, it's not that easy to achieve any of that kind of stuff.
No,
Like if you've got that, then you're making money for the rest of your life.
Yeah, there's certain guys.
It's like Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill was the same. Like Cypress Hill done that really well in hip hop. If you look at the hip hop band, they took that kind of thing, because I think they were metal fans anyway, as they were saying. So they've kind of took that same thing and they've done the skull with the weed on it and the spear through it, and bam, that sells all over the place.
Yeah,
and they kept the theme going, and
it's funny
with even Bone Thugs and Harmony did it pretty well.
Yeah.
I have no Bone Thugs merch though, man. I wouldn't mind some Bone Thugs merch.
They were actually selling Bone Thugs and Harmony t-shirts.
You know what? That's more because of Ruthless, isn't it?
I was seeing.
What's that?
Ruthless Records.
I was saying because of Ruthless Records drama, innit? Like with Easy.
I thought you were talking about Ruthless from Watford. I was like, what's he got to do with it?
Oh, no. I was just saying about that,
He shut him down.
So that's because of all that drama, it probably affected like the merch production and everything, innit?
Yeah, it's probably caught up in like kind of contractual kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these grime guys have some sick merch, man. Manga, I love Manga's merch, man. Manga's merch is just, I think I've bought most of it. I think he's gonna put something else out if he wins a Mobo. He just put out a little picture of the t-shirt that he's gonna put out if he wins a Mobo. It's like his merch is always as cold. It's the stuff that you just kind of look at and you're like, it's got that vibe actually. It's got that kind of vibe of like rock star stuff, you know what I mean? Rockstar feel to it. Manga.
Oh, see, remember Tinchy Strider with Star in the Hood? And he sold that.
That was massive.
Yeah, he was popping, and then he sold it, didn't he? He sold it to, I can't remember what company.
Okay.
Was it Top Man or what? I don't know. He sold it to someone, didn't he?
JD Sports or someone. JD.
Is that who he sold it?
I don't know. Someone like that.
Because I remember people were saying, he made a mistake selling it. He shouldn't have sold it. But
people
at the time,
dick, man. People
at the time, he did the right thing for him, because he got like a $1 million out of it or something.
He made how much from it? He was like, do you know what? So he was like the kind of the catalyst for me starting This Is My Hustle.
Yeah.
So one of the things I saw when he was doing his merch was like the fact that it wasn't Tinchy Strider merch. It was a brand that he was the ambassador of. And I always wanted to be like,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Like, I love the fact, like, if I sell, when I see all the sales in it, so I see someone buy a hoodie or something, and I'll be like, I'll check if they follow me on social media. I was like, nope, they don't even know who I am. They just like the look of it. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And I saw
that's what it's about.
On a random one, went on this guy's post and was like, oh, wait, that's my hood. And then I saw it and I was like, then I figured out who he was and saw that he had bought a hoodie. And I was like, right, he doesn't even know who I am, but he just likes the brand. And he was like a label guy in like Singapore or somewhere, man. I was just like, that's crazy.
Well, I told you I saw a bloke wearing one in like Old Street or somewhere like that. Like he was wearing a This Is My Hustle hoodie. And I was like, yes, Genesis Elijah. And he was like, no, John. Like that.
Yeah, that's wicked, man. That's wicked.
I remember I see one time.
That's like with my one, like people like buy it who are like poker players and shit. There was one American team of them who just bought a load of like the t-shirts and that. And so that's why when I tag it, if I tag the tags, I'll put poker, I'll put playing cards, just to get. So it's just random people just come and buy it rather than just people who know me. And that's why I also didn't want us to do AC merch, just like Aces High, different, innit? So
I've still got my Aces High, like
definitely that's the
jacket.
I got my jacket as well. The jacket was cold, man.
With the
new one's sick as well.
Elastic in the arms.
Oh, the tight arms.
It cuts off the bloodstream to your hands.
That's the old ones though. The new ones are colder.
Like, I can't feel my hands.
My hands are good numb.
You'd have to blame the. I think it's because I was getting them made. I went through Alibaba to find the people to do it, and then obviously maybe the country that they were doing in people have smaller wrists, so they just like what they thought was an extra large was like
you put on, you're like,
medium out here.
Snug. 10 minutes later, your hands are blue.
I can't feel my hands. I can't feel my face.
Oh shit.
Now go check out the new Aces High merch.
Crazy,
it's cold,
man.
It's cold. I was on the site the other day stealing ideas. I still got to get this guy for this hat, man. This guy's the longest guy I've ever known. I'm like, bro.
Nah, he's back now. He's back now, so holler at him.
I'm gonna hit him on WhatsApp, say, bro, I want to get these hats done today. I got these new hoodies coming as well. It's cold. I'm loving it, man. What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. It's been a long week, man. This is a release week, so I had my new track out, new video. Paris is out now.
Yeah, but the video's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing actually with like students in the college. Yeah, they're doing music video because they can't go out and do it on the beach like they wanted to. We're using green screen and everything. So then getting them to do all the dramatic bits, the love triangle, quarrels and all that on the green screen, and fighting. But because we got to do it social distancing, we're trying to make, I just said, we just got to make it funny, innit? So like we have like them fighting each other, but we can't have them both on the green screen at the same time. So we just like punching each other. Then the other guy comes in and does the punches the other way. And then all that shit, isn't it? So, and then when they're in the car, we put them in the car seats, but then they can't all be in there together, so we'd have to do layers, innit? You know, when you got the layers on the green screen and move them each there. It's long, man, but it looks funny, innit? So it'd be cool, man. You got the VHS filter over yours as well. It looks sick, man.
Yeah, I had to do that, man. Like just trying to get the right feel. I had to get the feel.
Yeah.
But,
I thought that the VHS like kind of filter over it, like kind of gave it the right kind of parody. But not parody. Do you know what I mean? Like the kind of the super realness to it.
Yeah.
Probably the best. Yeah.
It came out good, man. It's it's so funny. Yeah. So
where did you do it? Where did you do it in the flat?
Did it in that wall over here in my
front
room? Yeah. Like, I had it set
did
up.
you use a green screen or have you got some other thing?
Nah, green screen. Yeah. But it's like a quite a small one, man. I'm gonna get another one, I think, because I'm really annoyed here. So basically, the place I was working at before, they have a green screen studio, so green screen infinity walls. So that means you can do whatever.
But sick.
They're not. I don't think they were open. They're not really open right now because of COVID. So I couldn't go there and do it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do it myself. So it came out all right, man. I did mess up on the exposure. I did it wrong, so I overexposed it. But then it didn't really. By the time I added the effects, fixed it in post, it came out all right. The song's been doing pretty well. Not as well as the last little throwaway thing I did. Like Man-Made Monster went nuts. This is kind of gone normal, like how I expected things to go. So I think we're on actually I say that at this point in Man-Made Monster, I was on the same amount of views. I think on Twitter I went 15,000. I was on around the same anyway. But then Man-Made Monster got picked up by some other people. Frankie Boyle tweeted it and it went nuts after that.
Yeah.
So I got MVP. He used to wrestle for WWE. He tweeted it.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. But,
that's big. He's got fucking 422k followers or something, isn't it?
Yeah, but you need the 5 mils. Who got the 5? They're the ones that just put you to...
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais tweets your stuff. it's a next level. So I might get him to do it tomorrow if I can.
Well, that man-made monster.
But this is what we were talking about the other day. This is what I'm saying, man. You know, when you were saying that artists shouldn't reach down and help other people. Fuck that shit. All these big artists need to help everyone, man. Like at the end of the day, if you're a big artist, and you're going, oh, vote Corbyn, people vote. That means you're a socialist. So you should act like a fucking socialist and share people's shit.
See, the thing
you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're not real.
None of us said they shouldn't. It's just why should they? It was the
because they should be fucking socialists, innit? You know what I'm saying? If they're saying vote Corbyn, act like it.
That track it just connects. It connected with me, like in anybody that kind of loves like that kind of traditional style hip hop.
Yeah,
that just connected 100%.
That's the thing, though. See, this is what I'm learning as well. Yeah. So when I dropped radio, to me, so the discussion that I had before I dropped radio was, if you're gonna drop singles, non-stop singles, and you're gonna do it almost in the sequence of the album, you drop your hardest track first. So I went through the whole album and was like, okay, there are a few tracks that are better, but this is, to me, I think is the best track. There's two songs on it. There's two songs that I think could go, but this is the best one. So when I dropped radio, I was like, this is gonna bang. Like, this is the best song. Like, beat-wise, hook-wise, everything, it's gonna bang. The features are big. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Dropped it, crickets. I'm like, damn, what the hell? So you can make a good song, but it just doesn't connect. And that's the thing. And it might connect in another way, another time, because again, it's all just timing. It's like, one thing I've learned as well is some things are just the wrong time. Like, every timing is everything.
Yeah.
For real. Everything's about everything in the music game is literally about being in the right place at the right time.
But it's also about,
literally, that's what it's about.
It's also about like kind of not expecting anything whatsoever and being constantly surprised about everything. Like, we're still to this day, I think our biggest selling tune and our biggest stream tune, and like if you look at all the stats across all the different like kind of sites and stuff like that, is a fucking skit off our first album called The Mind of the Hooligan. Like, it's because basically it does exactly what everybody would expect a breakbeat tune to do. Like, it's like there's a big fuck off rolling break in there with like a little bass line and a little tune. It's like it's not even like a minute long, I don't think. Like, people are fucking in love with that tune. I get people coming up to me at gigs still, like, well, when I was doing gigs, ask me to play it. And I'm like, it's not a tune, it's a skit. It's a fucking skit. Yeah. Like, and
you see,
like our biggest tunes, what I thought would be our biggest tunes, like I Don't Care or like kind of Shine a Light and stuff like that. We put a shit ton of promotion behind, like released got remixes of, like they're not even in the top 10 of the tunes that we're like on our Spotify or on iTunes.
It's crazy.
That's literally like with Human Trash, yeah? We put that out. That was just the intro track. That was just meant to be the intro for the album. And everyone was like, that's the fucking tune. Do that as a video. So then we done that as a video. And everyone was saying that one.
Yeah.
But that was just, I just wrote the beat as just like an intro. And then we just thought, let's put a hook to it anyways, just for a laugh. And then we had like, it was just two verses, and D-Rule was talking on the last bit, talking about how he's going to shag Margaret Thatcher and he's a Taliban leader and all this. And then when everyone said that's the one, then we thought, let's get a third verse on there. So we got Grammer doing the third verse, and then boom. And then that was the one that it was weird. So things like that, it's very weird how that happens, man.
I think but then this is the thing. When you talk about not having expectations, I think I've got to a point where I can almost predict what something should do on a baseline. So it shouldn't go lower than this. So I know, like, streaming wise, first day streams should be higher than 250 first day streams. Yeah, that's with no playlists, placements. That's just people listening to it on Spotify. We should do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. If it does that, that's good. The same with YouTube. I'm like, okay, the video's up. The video, really, we should be getting 1,000 views in the first 24 hours. That's what we kind of should do. And if it doesn't do that, then something's a little bit wrong. And then on that, everything else is a same, like Twitter views on right. We should be getting around 10,000 first 24 hours. So I've kind of got to a point where it's like, right, that does that. Anything other than that is a bonus. When we start putting the money into it, then again, things change, man. But
that's like certain artists now. A lot of artists now that are really doing really well. They're making their tunes like only like 2 minutes long.
I got an idea though. Wait,
so
I got an idea.
People just repeat it all the time. They kept
listen
on loop so they can hear
listen,
it again.
Listen. AC. Shut the fuck up. Fuck. Listen, bruv, listen. I got this fucking idea. This case me.
Yeah.
Check this out. Say you do a 6-track EP, yeah, but it's really only like 2 songs. And so each part of the song is 30 seconds because you only get paid for 30 seconds. So the song is like 31 seconds long.
Yeah.
Then it goes into the other part of the song, another 31 seconds part of the song, but it's down as like different tracks. I reckon that'll work, man.
Yeah.
I don't think no one's done it before. I'm going to do it. It's going to be like, a couple of tracks, but each track is only 31 seconds long. And it sounds so track 1 sounds exactly like track 2 and track 3 because they are really only one song cut up into 3 bits.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear the whole song, you got to listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna do that shit. I think it'll work, man. I call it. What should I call it? Oh, I can't call it cheat codes because Britain's hasn't really got one. What can I call it, man? I don't know. Cheating the game.
Yeah.
Fucking the system.
But who was the guy like the what's his name? Can't remember. There's one rapper at the moment who's come out. He's like got a mad way of he just shouts and then he fell on the floor when he did his thing and everything. Big guy, innit? And he does all his tunes under 2 minutes.
Slow
so
Tie.
They get loads of streams. Sorry, say that again.
Slow Tie, is that his name?
No, is it Mario Judo or something?
I don't know.
Not Slow Tie. No, he's American. That's a smart
thing to do, though.
Man, innit?
Yeah,
and so he's just getting loads and loads of repeat streams, innit? And same with this other geezer, the guy who just goes that one. I can't remember what his name is.
That could be anyone. That could be anyone from Young Thug to fucking Gunner. Like, I don't know who the fuck.
He's called 620 something. I can't remember. 267 or 620 or something like that. I don't know.
I ain't down with the kids, man. I ain't down with the kids' music. I don't know.
But he makes sure all his tunes are just like really short as well, so they get loads of repeat plays.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm doing it then. That's what it's going to be. I might do it. If I don't do it under Genesis Elijah, I'm going to do it under my other alias. Actually, no, I'll do it Genesis Elijah. We'll do that.
What's your other alias?
I can't even say on this podcast because people they'll find it. I don't want them to find it. It's a little
Will Young.
that was so close. That was so close.
Will Young,
scary.
Yeah.
That was so close.
Will Young, yeah. He was absolutely. This is how messed up the industry is, but he was absolutely smashing it, right, on his tours with the teen girl market, yeah. As soon as he come out and said he was gay, his audience completely changed. We literally saw that. When his audience changed from teeny bopper girls, yeah, to old women, and like some of the gay market, yeah. But the numbers just went down, bro. Numbers just went absolutely down. So then you can understand why certain artists hiding their sexuality and stuff like that.
You say that, yeah,
because literally it affected his money.
I have a theory.
That's been a thing in the music industry for years, isn't it? And films.
But I have a theory. Yeah. I feel like there's enough gay people and gay allies, people like us who don't care, that if an artist comes out, straight up, like, yo, I'm gay, but I still fucking knock you the fuck out or whatever, like, a backpack rap, I don't care. Just comes out straight up, I'm gay, I'm doing my thing. I think we're at a place where people are ready for that. Like, all right, cool.
But why do you think that the gay guys won't knock you the fuck out? Like some of the imagine, right, a gay guy, and this is a real guy, right, that I used to work with him. He's like been openly gay since he was like 15 years old. Big lad, Liverpudlian lad. He had to fight every fucking day. Like he had to knock people out on a daily basis for being homophobic to him. Why do people think the gay guys can't defend themselves?
It's because toxic masculinity, this idea that being tough is mutually exclusive to heterosexuality, which it is not. And it's not because I've knocked out bare straight man before, you get me? Oh, so wait, now we're not on this is a non-violent.
We're not talking about violence.
But see, what's it? See this, okay, I'll tell you my dream, yeah? the other day. Now you got to tell me if it's toxic masculinity, right?
Yes.
So no, wait, I haven't done it yet. So I'm walking, we're camping, yeah, and we're in the middle of the forest, yeah, and then I'm with a couple of people. I think I might have been with a couple of family. I don't know who the hell I was with. I can't remember. Suddenly, right, Bigfoot just runs out, opposite it. Yeah? And he runs across the road, yeah.
Right.
It was like a track. It was like a dirt track. Anyway, so Bigfoot's gone across, but it was like an armed police maneuver, yeah. So he's run there, distracting me, and then the two of them come behind me, yeah.
Well, two more big feet.
Yeah.
So let me get let me see where we are, where we're supposed to be, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're talking about gay rappers. So your camp, and then two big ones will come behind you. Then
no, but wait, you ain't got to it. So right, cool. One of the ones behind me was a female Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Pegging's big right now.
Breasts were bouncing. Yeah. So anyway, so then
what the hell?
Yeah.
Say yes on the toxic masculinity thing right here.
Why did Bigfoot have the boobs bouncing? Why were her boobs bouncing, AZ?
Why wouldn't they be? She's running, isn't it? She's Bigfoot. Right. She's got big breasts. They're gonna bounce.
Listen.
So anyway,
I'm not a fucking doctor, AZ. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know why you're thinking about Bigfoot.
But wait. So I turn around, and then the other Bigfoot that's running with her, swings at me, to punch me, right? But I ducked. Okay. Yeah. And then he ran off, and then the female one comes at me, and she's got mad like teeth, Okay. And she's about to like lunge at me and bite me, and so I punched her in the face, and then I woke up and I actually was swinging a punch in bed, punching at the wall.
Did you? Okay, so your missus was not there though. You didn't punch her. You didn't punch her, did you?
No.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot to unpack there. I think toxic masculinity might be the tip of the iceberg to your problems. I think there's way more.
I think there's a lot of other things wrapped up in that you know. To be honest, did I don't know. Big she-foot, did she have a bumper as well, or like just the titties?
Man, I couldn't remember, man. I don't remember. I assume she did, but the
and she got big feet as well, though.
Threw the punch, yeah, big feet, yeah. The one that threw the punch, and I ducked, that was actually like when I think about it now, it goes back to time when we did Oasis concert at Nebworth. Right, Nebworth, you know Nebworth, that big thing. So we did an Oasis concert,
right.
And there was loads of racist fans coming out, and they're all chanting, it's like telling us to sell bananas and all this kind of crap, or asking us if we got bananas or whatever.
Okay.
So I remember that because I'd moved up a bit further to make more money or whatever, and then like this skinhead just come running at me, but I didn't know he was running at me.
Right.
He was just running, and then suddenly he just took the swing, isn't it? Just the arm came up to take the swing, but because I'd already clocked him, I ducked. The swing went over the top, and then he just ran. And that's what Bigfoot did in my dream, innit? So
and then a girl with humongous, great big hairy tits came running at you.
So that was the next thing. I don't know where that bit comes from.
Right.
I feel like basically what you're saying is the racist mind is similar to an ape, and they just don't have the mental capacity or the dexterity to land a punch on you, whether it be a metaphorical punch of intellect. They're just not on your level, and you're ducking them. And all you're trying to do is live your life and camp out with your family and fuck their big titty misses. I feel that's what the dream is saying to you, bro. You know what I mean? I feel what you need to do is forget all the races, man. Just go get them big breasts, man. Go get them big.
But she had some mad teeth. She had like serious, like she wasn't like I would thought Bigfoot was gonna be like. Cause see, like primates, do they have like massive canines?
Some of them do. Yeah, like baboons do. Baboons do.
Baboons do. Yeah.
They tear your shit up, man.
So that kind of makes sense. And she has some mad canines, man.
The chimps do.
Don't matter. Just don't bite it.
Do they?
Mm.
Yeah. That's a big too.
I think we should try and unpack one of AC's dreams every single week.
I feel like
you need to eat more cheese before you go to bed. So
I'll tell you a mad story about cheese, yeah? Right? This is another time. We was working at Wembley Arena, yeah? And I don't think you were there, Jen. I don't think you were there that time. Me and Terry were there.
Right.
And I had your CDs, actually, the Answer CD, the FTP one.
Okay.
Right? So this lady comes up. She was about, I thought she's in her 40s or something like that. So then she was talking to us afterwards, and I sold her one CD.
Mm.
So she bought the CD, and then she was saying, yeah, so do you smoke crack? And I was like, no. And we were like, what the fuck? You smoke crack? She goes, yeah. She goes, yeah. I was like, what? Why do you smoke crack? She goes, oh, it gives you a great buzz for when you're having sex. So I was like, all right, okay, whatever. So then
Whose concert was that?
I can't remember. I think it was a hip-hop concert.
Oh, man, come on.
But she was telling... No, it was a hip-hop concert, but I can't remember who it was. That's why I had your CD, because I was selling them.
See.
Do you know what I'm saying? So then, like, she ended up getting in the car and coming back to TJ's yard, yeah?
Okay, can we just stop there? Can we stop there? I have questions. So, you're outside of Wembley.
Yeah.
Talking to a female.
Yeah.
This female is forthcoming with the information that she smokes crack. You then decide the best thing to do in that situation is to invite her back to get into your car.
I didn't invite her back. I didn't invite her back. And then she didn't come in my car.
Jesus Christ.
So she comes back to their place. But on the way, yeah, they stopped at petrol station. Yeah. Right, and she got a block of 4X Cathedral City cheddar. Yeah. Right?
This story's horrible, man. This story's so depressing.
Right, do you remember this one?
Nah, of course I don't. I wasn't with you lot. You think I'm with you lot with some crackhead buying cheese? Yeah, you're fucking man.
But yeah, so then she's gone into their place and she ate the cheese, right? She ate the whole block of cheddar. Marty told me this. She just ate the whole block of cheddar. She didn't share it either. She just ate the whole block of cheddar.
Okay, no.
Right?
Again, more questions. Sorry, more questions.
You're expecting her to share it.
More questions. Terry, don't jump the gun on this one.
Man.
I want to. No. Stop. A crackhead is in your head, yeah? She's bought a lump of cheese, right? She's bust the cheese open. She's fucking chomping on the cheese like it's a fucking chocolate bar, and you want her to fucking share it. Yeah, let me have a bite.
Can you imagine?
I left by them.
Crack pipe in one hand,
cheese in the other.
Kilo of cheese in the other hand.
Fuck off.
This woman, she wasn't like a.
Has anybody got a cheese knife? You can have some.
She was like a mad functional crackhead, innit? So when you see her, you wouldn't think she's a crackhead unless she told you, innit? So she looked like some businesswoman, like real rich. She had a flat in Hampstead, everything, like it was popping for her. Yeah.
The fuck, man.
But she liked the crack as well, innit? And the cheese. So then, like, they said she had a bit of, like, you know, she had ate the whole cheese, and then she started going crazy, yeah? And she started dissing all the other women in the house, saying I can fuck better than them and all this kind of stuff.
What the hell?
It got too much for like Marty said he just thought this he'd had enough, innit? So he went to bed. Yeah. Then
that was the point when he was like, right, I've had enough, mate. I've had enough. Not the fact that you smoke crack and you're in my yard. Not the fact you can flipping a kilogram of cheese.
Yeah, you just got a kilogram of fucking cheddar.
Nah, you're going too far.
And 4X cheddar as well. Not no normal cheddar, 4X cheddar. So that's strong stuff, yeah?
Listen, if you're on crack...
that's the strong shit.
Yeah. And not just
so anyway, then...
Petrol station 4X.
Yeah, then she stripped naked, yeah? Then she stripped naked, right? And she was trying to gyrate against my other mate, but he just went to bed and he left her in the corridor, innit? In the house, yeah?
Right.
So
it's a naked crackhead full of cheese in the corridor. Cool, right?
Yeah. This is cheese. This is 4X crack petrol station cheese.
So then, I think he got fed up with it after a while, he told me. Yeah, he got fed up with her in the corridor screaming about whatever the fuck. And she was naked him. So he's gone out and he's got her phone. He's got her phone. Yeah.
Where's the crackers?
And he phoned her boyfriend and said, look, you know, your girl's come back to the place with her. She's gone a bit crazy. She's ate some cheese.
He's gone, not again, mate. Has she done it again, has she?
Didn't say, I like crack.
That was basically it, bro. That's basically
it. She done it again?
Not again.
I'll tell you what, mate.
The guy was like, oh, not again.
No, don't tell me anything.
Where are you?
Shirley, what's Shirley done? She smoked crack. She's ate cheese. She's naked in your hallway, right? Yeah, I know the one. Don't worry about it, mate. I'll be out there in a minute. Fucking hell! Every fucking Tuesday.
So then the guy goes. He goes, where is she? Where are you? Where are you? And my friend was smart. He goes, nah. I'm not telling you where my address. Yeah, I'm not telling you my address. So I'll meet you at a petrol station. So he's gone to the petrol station. I don't know. Maybe. So then the boyfriend's come and picked her up. But then, yeah, in the week, so I heard all this mad story. I was like, fucking hell, that woman was crazy. Like, what the fuck happened? So then in the week, yeah, I'm like, damn, because I'm going through your CDs in the box to see how many I sold. Yeah. And I found there's no empty one. Yeah. Usually I had one empty case. Yeah. Always show them the empty case because some stupid people just try to run off or whatever. And you have to grab them. It's annoying, isn't it? Oh, so I have one empty case that I show people. Yeah. The empty case one was gone. So I sold her an empty CD case. Damn, so obviously I don't want to do that. I felt bad, innit? So I found her number because I used to always take everyone's number who'd buy a CD off me, innit? Yeah. So I found her number. I rang her up. She was like, yeah, I was going to try and holler at you because, yeah, it was an empty case. You sold me an empty case. So I was like, okay, it's cool. I'll come and meet you, innit? I'll give you the CD. So I went and met her in Hampstead.
And smashed her up.
No. No.
Oh, you did. I bet
no, but she's got a man. No, come on, man. She's got a man. I don't do those things. She had a man.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. If a woman's got a man, I'm not going anywhere near that. That's just you just don't do those things.
The crackhead and the cheese, that's fine. But if you got a man, whoa.
So I go there, I meet her, and the car pulls up. Her boyfriend's with her. He's looking vexed again, isn't it? Like obviously she's had some more cheese. I don't know what's going on. So I just give her the CD. Yeah. And then she's gone, and that was the last time I saw her, man. But yeah.
So what you're telling me is somewhere on this planet, I have a fan of my music who is a cheese addict and crack addict.
Yeah.
Who lives in Hampstead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm rolling.
So I remember she was telling us as well that she'd let like some dealer in with his girlfriend, and they come in her yard, and she let them in to score off them or whatever. And they stayed at her yard for a while in this nice house in Hampstead. And then they started nicking her stuff and everything, so she had to chuck them out. And we were like, you're not streetwise, are you, man? You can't be letting these people just come in your yard like that and you don't even know them. So I felt bad for her, man. I did feel bad for her, but, you know.
I want to live in Hampstead one day as well, so I hope she's not there anymore. Or at least if she's there, I hope she's clean. I hope she's managed to fight that vicious addiction that we don't make light of, that vicious addiction to cheese. I tell you ruining my jokes for, man. I guess she was at a petrol station, so she only had what they had, but if you're gonna buy a cheese, man, it has to be Canadian cheddar. It has to be Canadian mature cheddar.
Well, she like the Cathedral City, extra strong, man.
Big up Cathedral City too. If you wanna sponsor us, Cathedral City, please get in contact with us. Yeah, we'll talk numbers, we'll talk business. But that's a mad story. We've had.
So, another girl, she came to one party that I was at.
Here we go.
And she had a whole chicken. From Morrison's, like the rotisserie, She had a whole chicken,
Right. Okay.
And she literally just sat on this sofa and she ate the whole chicken. So she didn't share it with no one. Just ate everything.
Little Miss Tuffet sat on a muffet eating
Tuffet?
Rotisserie chicken.
No, it's Little Miss Muffet.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a Tuffet. Miss Muffet sat on a Tuffet. All right, cool.
The spider came in.
My mate Scotty bought an entire family-size strawberry cheesecake from Marks and Spencer's to have for his lunch, and he literally, like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, sat there in his truck while the rest of us kind of sat round and ate the entire thing, and this thing was about that big with a little plastic coffee spoon.
I'm not mad at that.
He puke up after.
I'm not mad at that.
No, that's Scotty. He could. He's like a dustbin. You could just literally put rubbish into his mouth and he'd be absolutely fine with it.
I was in Richmond before the lockdown, and walking around Richmond, is something I used to love to do. And there was a guy sitting on a bench, just whole cheesecake, man. Cheesecake, just getting into it, man. I was just like, bruv.
And doing that in public as well, there's a certain amount of confidence about doing that in there.
Because that's like, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
I remember I was in Richmond in 2001, It's my first time in Richmond, yeah. And I asked a woman, what way is it to the train station? She screamed in my face and just ran off down the road, man.
Yeah. AC,
she just screamed in my face. She went, ah! Just ran away. I was like,
AC,
what
I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, AC, but we don't really like your kind. We don't really like your kind of Richmond. You know what I mean? a certain vibe you have to be when you're walking. What, you think I'm going Richmond? Nah, man. If I go Richmond, you see me, the salmon shirt,
yeah.
Khakis, the deck shoes, like I just stepped off a yacht. You know what I mean? I don't know. She might have thought I was going to rob her or something, but she just ran off, man. If I saw you looking like that, right, I'd scream, bruv. I'd be like, just run.
AC, there's a certain way that you approach, like you personally, that you approach people that can be a little bit intimidating sometimes.
Nah, because
how can I be?
Exactly, there we go.
You shouted in her face.
Anyone?
You shouted in her face.
Nah, come on, man. When I used to sell CDs.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you exactly how the story happened. Yeah, this woman was walking. Yeah, she's walking. AC's walking towards her. He steps in front of her.
Yeah.
Right, where's the train station? And she's just going.
I don't need to be there.
I knew.
That's not true.
That's exactly what happened, man.
That's not true, man. Now, come on. You remember when I used to sell CD? I was the king of politeness to the customers, man. I used to have customers coming back.
People.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to be. What'd you say, Terry?
Because he was trying to sell something to people.
Nah, but I feel like we didn't. Our clientele, and because of the way where we were, the pacing we had to do things at, and we didn't have a lot of time to really get into it. So being abrupt kind of worked, innit? But I feel like on a normal day to day, you can't just be shouting at people just like.
Yeah, no, I would never.
Hey, love, where's the station? Where's the station?
No, bro, I said, excuse me. Could you tell me where the train station is, please? And she ran off screaming down the road.
Nah, it sounds like a line.
Would you be able to tell me, be so kind as
no, because listen. Let me break down.
Wait, where's the train station?
Hey, wait.
No, AC,
don't you remember? What about that time? Wait. No. Don't you remember?
Pause, though.
Remember that time, yeah? When we went to flipping Bradford or something, and we went to McDonald's drive-thru, and I was extremely polite to the drive-thru people, and you were taking a piss out of me because I was so polite. And you were like, yes, my good man, I would like a quarter pounder with cheese, please.
Yeah,
so that's not being polite. When I used to stop people selling CDs, when I used to stop people, nah, man, that's
listen,
me.
AC,
like,
AC, I got to explain something to you.
Yeah.
I got to explain something to you. If I'm in Richmond, and someone comes up to me talking about public transport, are you out of your mind? Yeah. We're not having a conversation. How did you even get here? Like, what are you talking about? Public transport.
You should have asked where. Have you seen my driver about? Like that.
Yeah.
You should have said.
Yeah. Where's the excuse me, madam. Excuse me, madam. Where's the closest heliport? Then she would have been like, "Oh yeah, cool. Well, tell your butler to tell your driver to pick you up here," and like you would have been fine. You can't be talking to people in Richmond about public transport because that's just gross, man. You need to read the room, AC. Read the room. Know your audience.
That's true.
Speaking of knowing your audience, so you said you wanted to be in my short film that I'm writing, and I was trying to think of roles for you. Yeah. At this time, unfortunately, we just don't have. I don't know. I might have a role for you. I'm not sure.
What's the film about?
It's a really short film. It's kind of like 2 days of my life. So it's me going to a radio show. Actually, you might be able to be the radio DJ. I think you could do that. The radio DJ is quite.
Well, I just abrasive and be in the car like when we're driving.
I ain't really got a scene like that. I need someone to play my manager because I don't actually have a real manager that would play my manager the way I want it to be played. But there's a few little parts. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I sat down yesterday, man. I wrote my first script.
Can I play the psycho killer in it?
There's no psycho killer in my real life. The closest I have to a psycho killer is my wife. I think she's going to play herself in this little...
Why don't you let me play Corin? I'll play Corin. That would be sick. That would be sick. That would be challenging. That would be like...
That is a terrifying.
And I keep the beard as well.
prospect.
I keep my beard. I wouldn't shave my beard off. Nothing. It'd just be like
Just be AC and be but play.
play Corrin.
Where's my money, motherfucker?
Where's the fucking station?
hey, you could do that. We'll do a scene, when I'm in Richmond. I'm walking around. I'm walking through Richmond, and you just come up to me. Where's the station? I was like, ah!
Oh, Corrin.
That can be the end of the film.
I know someone else. I'm not going to name them in it because this podcast and that, but they were on acid. Yeah, they took LSD and they were running around like some town in Essex. Yeah, and then some geezer they thought everything was made of marshmallows, isn't it? The pavement and everything.
That'd be good.
And then this old man come up and asked them, "Where's the chippy?" He was like, "Where's the chippy?" And then they thought he was a demon. He had like horns coming out of his head and everything, and they just ran off screaming. Like, he goes, "Where's the chippy?" And they just all ran off. And my other friends, they went to Glastonbury, yeah? No, it wasn't Glastonbury. It was another festival, yeah? I think it was one of them dance festivals or something. Homelands or whatever, like one of them ones, innit? And they went there and they all took acid. And they thought this one guy who was their friend, they all went together. They thought he'd turned into a rat. Yeah, so they avoided him for the whole 3 days they were there. Every time they saw him, they were like, ah! And they just ran away because he'd become a rat.
I've been to
Like
plenty
a
of
rat
festivals
man,
where I've
innit?
just avoided people for 3 days though, and I wasn't on acid.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he was, yeah, but were they the people that you went with?
Yeah.
The person you went with? Oh, that's deep. Terry, you're deep. They had an excuse. They thought he was a rat.
Don't you think it's weird when they all think all see the same thing?
Yeah, collective hallucination.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
I believe in that. I believe in that. I think there's other levels.
That's like when they do DMT in it. People see the elves, the clockwork elves or whatever they call them, innit?
See?
What everybody
Yeah,
sees.
like everyone. Yeah, apparently everyone communes with these entities, and when a lot of them, when they ask them what do they look like, they say they're the clockwork elves.
Fuck, that's quite mad.
They reveal all these mad truths to you.
Someone wanted me to do that as well. Someone wanted me to do ayahuasca.
Yeah. I mean, all DMT, ayahuasca, and all that kind of stuff is supposed to unlock this primal thing that we have in our brain. So we all have like kind of emotional intelligence or emotional like kind of intelligence that's passed down through generation and generation and generation. So when you do something like that, maybe it does unlock like this part of your brain that we just don't access on a regular basis. And there are fucking clockwork elves in there.
I remember when I was at what's that UK hip hop festival that they used to do?
Boom Bap.
The one that you performed at. Boom Bap Festival, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there and this girl come up to me and she told me that she'd done DMT and she was on it at the moment. And it kind of put me off DMT because she had like, you know when people have got loads of spit coming outside of their mouth, yeah? But it goes all white.
Hey,
you know when it goes all white and
Can we
solid.
not talk about that shit?
Yeah, it put me off DMT because she had all this like mad spit around
You
her
put me off
mouth.
this podcast, man. What if I'm listening to this podcast and I'm eating or something? You get me?
Yeah, disgusting.
I'm sorry everyone.
I doubt that DMT though. That's probably the ketamine, to be honest.
She probably was on everything, innit?
Yeah.
Just had a bit of everything.
Not
variety bucket.
Right, yeah. Pick a mix.
Yeah, pick a mix.
Let's stop talking about random people's buckets.
Have you ever had the boneless bucket from KFC? You ever had that though? I never had that.
Oh, what the hell, man?
But where did they get the idea though? Where did they get the idea? Right? To put
Boneless
chicken
bucket?
in a bucket. No, just a bucket. Where did that come from?
Because
a bucket of chicken. Who? I don't understand that. Where's that? What?
Nah,
Where's that come
if
from?
If you're gonna have your chicken, like you got to put it in a bucket, innit?
Why has it got to be in a bucket? No, like when you go to McDonald's, they don't put burger in a bucket.
Because they're not putting 20 burgers in a bucket, are they? Like if they needed a...
No, they don't do that. They're boxes.
Yeah, but if they
like when Trump bought all the McDonald's for all those kids in the White House, there's all the boxes. There weren't no buckets of burgers and stuff. So what's a chicken bucket?
They don't. They like with chicken. I suppose it's like you sell it in portions of, and the buckets they're like a family bucket, aren't they? So I suppose it's the most ergonomic like delivery system they could think of was a bucket. But why? It's like when you go,
Not like a family box.
What's easy to make? What's easy to make? Like
buckets or box? I don't know.
It's like when you get food in a basket at at restaurants or whatever. Like, why is it in a basket? Why isn't it just on a plate?
I like that's what you know.
Basket.
Like when you like it in a basket.
That's a selling point for me that it's in a basket.
Yeah.
But I went to this restaurant.
I went to one. Sorry, you go on.
I went to this place for breakfast in Bushy, and I ordered French toast.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I said, if I can't get to Richmond, I'll go to the next best thing.
Bougie village.
Bougie Bushy. And I went to a breakfast spot. It's kind of upmarket, and they gave me my French toast, on like a chopping board. And it didn't make any fucking sense because you pour the syrup and it just falls right off. And it's so funny because all the tables all sticky. I'm like, that's like, you need that little bit of that convex shape to hold in liquids. You can't just do it like that.
Yeah.
So
it's like when they say like they're fucking you when they serve you like fries in like one of those little
little metal cup.
That's what I was gonna say. I went to the steak restaurant in Walthamstow. Yeah, they had the thing in like mini chip fryer. You know, like the chip fryer, all the chips were in a mini chip fryer.
Yeah. Where was that? In Walthamstow? Where in Walthamstow?
Yeah. I can't remember. The place was literally called, I think it was called E17. Like it was
E17.
In Walthamstow Village.
Yeah, that's a banging place. I used to live around the corner from there. That's wicked. Really, really nice.
Yeah. But they kept it in that. I was like, just put it on the plate, man. Like, you're making more washing up for yourself.
They're trying to be saucy, man. They're trying to, you know what I mean? Give you like.
Well, that's the place. I'll tell you what, that Eat 17, have you, I had it years ago, but they actually made this stuff called bacon jam. Did you ever try that when you were?
No.
I remember people saying about it.
Yeah.
Someone else had it, but I didn't.
Because they were just a fucking like little spa, like little happy shopper place before that. Yeah. And they had like a little delicatessen in there. And they came up with this bacon jam stuff and that got really big. Like everybody was coming from all over London to buy it. And they opened up that restaurant. It's a fucking banging restaurant. But I tell you what, right next door to that, there's a tapas place. That is the absolute lick. That is the fucking... There's loads of really good places to eat there as well. There's a place called The Village. There's a pub opposite, and they do one of the best roasts in London. It's absolutely amazing.
I've got some shows there coming up in December.
In Walthamstow?
Yeah.
Where at?
Waltham Forest, which is...
Waltham Forest, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not a million miles away, yeah.
Nah, I've got to go around that way. But they just sent me through the email. This is my first show in... I can't even remember last time I did a set. I think it was last year sometime. Like a little 20-minute... Little 20-minute business.
Sick.
I think I got like 4.
I remember 2.
So that would be nice for the end of the year.
Yeah, man.
I need to get a new Mac, man. I'm getting I feel like such a dickhead saying this, but I don't care. I'm getting a chain, a GE logo chain.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's cold, and like I've been going back and forth with my jeweler, right? So I like, first of all, I was like, yeah, man, I want to get a chain. So he's like, all right, cool. He's like, what kind of thing you thinking of? So I was like, I sent him a picture of this, what someone's got in one of the Grime Daily guys has. I was like, yeah, man, I want something like this, man, like gold square, iced out, boom, 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 with like my logo. And he's like, yeah, that's sick, man. Yeah, man, that'd be probably like 5 to 8 grand. I was like, okay. Let's take it back. How about if you make it a lot smaller? Yeah, like real, like what can I get for like $1,000? He's like, you're right. Okay, yeah, I get you. Like it's like tiny square. So I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. Yeah, whatever. And then like I started thinking, I was like, nah, it's gonna be too tiny, man. So I was like, bruv, can I get like a little bit bigger? He's like, yeah, all right, cool. I see what I can do. He's like, oh, what chain do you want as well? And I'm like, wait, so it don't come in the chain.
Don't come in the chain.
Man. He's like, nah, man, that's just for the pendant. I'm like, all right, so how much is the chain? He's like, yeah, that's probably another $1,000. I'm like, and like all this week, I've just been looking at rappers' chains like, damn, like how the fuck are you? I was watching the new Benny Butcher video.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's got like at least 3 million's worth of jewels on his neck.
Yeah.
Like that's
when you really break it down, like how much this stuff is actually fucking worth. Like these rappers, where they come out with their chains on, that's like millions of fucking pounds, like the watches, the chains, earrings, and all that kind of stuff. Millions upon millions of pounds. I mean, I got I got a chain years ago, like a chain and a pendant. I've still got it in my cupboard. And back then, that was, I'm not going to even say how much it was, but like it was, yeah, I've just remembered how much it was. But that's tiny, and it's not even that big a chain. And it was around that kind of money that I
But
paid.
like, okay, but see, this is the thing. If it's gold, yeah, then you can resell it because you have like the price of gold.
Yeah.
If you add diamonds in it, it pretty much becomes worthless because you can't sell it, especially if it's like your pendant, your logo. Like no one's ever gonna buy that. So it's like the money you spend in it, it all is like worthless straight away.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man. But mine's a little tiny thing. I had a good year. I want something to kind of commemorate it. So
yeah, like a little.
Why is that? Why is that? If you put the diamonds in it, it's not worth anything.
Because
you can't resell diamonds, can you?
Yeah, number one, you can't really resell diamonds, and actually, diamonds aren't actually worth anything. Like diamonds are like it's a manufactured cost of what diamonds are.
How come you can't resell diamonds?
You can't resell diamonds without a certificate, can you?
For what they are, and a lot of people are like, oh, these diamonds are flawless diamonds, and then you check them and they're not. They're like they're not flawless and shit. So yeah,
it's like that film Raging Bull, innit? You know when he's got the belt.
Oh yeah. He take all the diamonds. He
takes all the diamonds out.
Have you seen Uncut Gems or whatever it's called?
I love that film, man. I love that film.
I watched it not last night before. It's like an anxiety attack for an hour and a half.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
what's it called?
Mental. Uncut
Gems.
Yeah,
it's just like it's just people talking over each other and the music on top of that. Then the storyline, just like everything is just like on the whole time. You're just like
And like
what's it on?
And the casting
on Netflix.
as well.
Okay,
Netflix.
I'll check that.
The casting is next level as well.
Crazy,
it's so good, man.
Crazy. It's got obviously what's his name? Adam Sandler. But it's got Kevin Garnett. It's got The Weeknd. What's that guy's name? The other main guy.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
He just anything he's in, he just bodies it, man.
Yeah.
I need to get this guy's name because he's incredible.
Have you seen Sorry to Disturb You, I think it's
called. I watched that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I bought that when I heard about that coming out, because you know that's the guy from the Coop that directed that. What's his name? I can never remember.
What film? What's the film called?
No. So it's not film. It's like a 90s hip hop group.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So was the director? He wrote it and directed. I can never remember his name, but that's the reason I bought it last Christmas, just on Netflix, on iTunes last Christmas. And I wasn't really. I bought it because it was him, and I wanted to support him, just paying $12.99 for the film or whatever. Yeah. But I sat down and watched it, and I was like, "This is fucking mental. This is amazing." But that's just gone up on Netflix as well. Same guy, isn't it?
Okay. Cool, him. Yeah, he kills it, man. That's a really even when it gets really nuts at the end, I was like, okay, I expected it to go crazy, and it all just I do like films with subtext, and especially like on the nose, really obvious subtext.
Yeah.
I'm here for this, man. It's definitely crazy, and I don't think it's for everybody. But then I like stuff that's not for everybody.
But it's not for everybody. But at the same time, like it's definitely not trying to be for everybody either.
Yeah, of course not.
It's like because I could see like one person watching it and going, I don't get that. I don't understand it. Like didn't pull anything from it at all. But then the next person go, fucking hell, that was like, it's deep and a bit. I mean, because it's not that deep really. Like
it's not deep.
It's kind of deep if you're not aware of like kind of the context of the story. But at the same time, it's not deep at all. It's very fucking on the nose.
On
then
the
all
nose.
of a sudden, it just goes fucking mental at the end. It's a good film, man. I got to try and remember the director and write his name because that's a good film, man.
Do you know it reminds?
The Clue was one guy and a woman, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. Pamstris, the DJ, she died actually a little while ago.
Same.
Darth Vader actor passed away as well, didn't he, David?
That was today, man. Yeah. Man. Yesterday. Yeah.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah, man. I just found out a friend of mine died today as well. R.I.P. Brendan, man. Fucking hell, from Split Loop. Bad news, man. He died in a motorbike crash in the Philippines.
Raw.
Yeah, he's been living over there for a little while. I literally just got a text confirming it while we were on air.
Same. Damn, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's fucking sad times, man.
We're still. This year's, man, it's been a crazy year. But I feel like we say this every year, and every year is crazy.
But this year, there's a
source,
like, kind of case for saying this year has been one of the most fucking mental.
Yeah.
But do you feel like next year will also be fucking the most fucking mental?
Yeah, probably.
Like it's just gonna continue in this way for the next.
I mean, it's a 2-year thing. If it's like not a conspiracy in the New World Order, it's just a 2-year thing. If it's conspiracy New World Order, then it's the rest of our lives.
I don't think
until we rise up and have to kill everyone and stuff.
Yeah, I can't do that, bro. You saw me struggling to walk up a hill.
Did you see that? Did you see that thing that they found that monolith like from 2001 in the middle of the desert?
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
That was mad, isn't it? So they were saying, "Oh, what's this mean? What's this mean?" Either it's some artist just put it there, or it's like aliens did it, and they're now.
I reckon an artist definitely put that there. It's a long game art project, I reckon.
Yeah, because there's some artists who live near there.
Yeah, 100%.
There's some artists who live near there, apparently.
Just wait. Sorry, I'm lying back, man. I'm fucking knackered now.
What about Mandalorian? Did you see Mandalorian new episode?
Yeah,
fucking sick.
The only thing I didn't like about it, was that you're gonna get Michael Biehn, the guy from Terminator and Aliens and everything in there, and he hardly had any lines. But then I guess that's kind of like what they're going for. It's like kind of like
there's a lot of people that
characters talk that much.
There's a lot of they've got a lot of big characters like that. There's a lot of big actors that come in, and do little bit parts, and I think that's that's almost kind of like the thing they're going for, man. I think it just like they're just not missing, man. They're just every episode,
mate. Rosario Dawson at that casting just
sick.
Put everything like it deaded everything else. Like that is a piece of genius, absolute genius. Because I'm hoping that then becomes like a spin. They were talking about that becoming a spin-off series.
Spin-off, yeah.
I think they should, man, because obviously like, the Clone Wars have been so big, and like, I'm guessing Disney, they get to see the numbers now. They get to see what the streaming numbers are on the Clone Wars, and I just feel like it's such a big story, and for Star Wars fans, like they love it, man. So it's definitely a no-brainer.
I think the future in Star Wars stuff is doing series, man.
The future of everything is series. Especially
films,
now.
Films are saying cutting it.
No cinemas. Like, what we gonna? And that's the thing. People feel no way about watching a series at home. When you're watching a movie at home, like obviously we can still do it. Our TVs are flipping big enough, but like we're so conditioned to, if it's a big film, IMAX. And I think it's going to take a little bit of a while to people to go, we're getting this, we're seeing this film for the first time at home on our screens in the comfort of our shitty houses. I think that's the bit that it's going to hurt. So again, it makes way more sense to start putting your money into series.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I still really, really love the kind of cinema experience, even with the shitty cinema in or Wembley or whatever. I love the experience of going along and seeing a film on a big screen and whatever. But I'm just as comfortable like The Boys or something like that. I love The Boys as much as, like I say. I was going to do it.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. let me just redo that.
There you go.
See, I love The Boys.
Fucking wicked.
As much as I say love the Captain, like the last two Captain America films or Black Panther or something like that. I love going and seeing them at the cinema. But I love sitting here watching The Boys every week as well, or like or The Mandalorian and stuff like that. For me, in my head, they're two different experiences. I love. Sorry, go on.
See with Disney Plus, I've only got that on my phone, innit? Because the TV I've got is too old; it won't run that. So what I do is I put the phone, and that's like the movie screen, and I'm like at the back of the cinema. So I put the phone, I position it away, turn the lights off, just position down the bed, And it's like you're in the movie, like you're in the. But what I like about the cinema is when you go in, like, you know, Ritzy Cinema in Brixton, it's got all the red curtains, the seats are red, everything's got that vibe, innit?
Yeah.
And you'll never get that at home.
And they don't like fucking throw you out for fingering someone at the back, so you're all right, innit?
But like even like, you know, in Las Vegas, my favorite casino out of all of them, and the hotel I choose to stay at.
Why's he flexing on us?
See,
he did there. No. Back. He was like, yo, my TV's. He was like, yo, my TV's old. My TV's old. I fly private to Vegas. Yeah,
I can't.
No, but my favorite casino out there.
I have to use my phone as the cinema. Oh yeah, but my favorite hotel to stay in is
MGM Grand.
There you go.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
Banging. But should I tell you why? Yeah, because see when I went there, I was at Bellagio, right? Everything was too bright. My eyes were hurting. Yeah, when you go MGM Grand, it's like the cinema. It's all the red curtains. It's all dark. It's just relaxing. It's relaxing to your eyes. Yeah? And I was like, this is nice, man.
I can't remember the. I stayed at one of the older hotels. It's probably gone now because they're knocking down all the old hotels. But last time I was there, I stayed at like the one that Frank Sinatra used to go to. Like he was one of
still there. They're still there, like Fremont Street, yeah, and they've got all the old casinos like you see in like Diamonds Are Forever, James Bond, and all that. They're all still there, and if you go there, you get better food and it's cheaper.
It was so much
trying to compete.
It was wicked. It was like being in like a James Bond film or something like that. Instead of walking into a massive shopping centre with like people juggling and chucking fire all over the place.
Yeah.
Like
is it like the Travel Lodge in Bournemouth? Because like when I stayed there, all right, cool. Forget it.
Remember E-Tap? Remember E-Tap?
I never stayed there.
Remember E-Tap?
I never did that with you, man.
What E-Tap?
Never did that.
What's E-Tap?
So when we used to remember those? There were like E-Tap hotels. It was Novotel was the big one, yeah. Then it was Ibis, was their medium thing, And then it was E-Tap, yeah. E-Tap. I remember that guy Triller brought out that tune E-Tap Bang.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Each room came with a fucking Cathedral City lump of cheese.
But one time we were in this one in Leeds, yeah. Jesus. And this guy came in, yeah, and these other young guys were there, and they all started because he came in with some girl, and they were like, "You're gonna get an E-Tap Bang, E-Tap Bang, E-Tap Bang, gonna get an E-Tap Bang, whatever." I can't remember how the chorus went. And the guy behind the counter, he was like, "No, guys, please, we don't like that song here. We want to change our image. That song has just ruined the image of the hotel." And they changed their name from E-Tap to Ibis Economy after that. The whole brand. And it was all because of that. I swear it's because of that song that Triller done. That's mad.
Yeah, that sounds gross, man. Sounds gross. I feel like you should not be fornicating with ladies in a hotel called E-Tap.
They were 36 quid for the room, and he used to have like three beds in there. So you stay in the night for free, 12 quid each. So we used to do that when we were going touring. We just get E-Tap, and like it was like a bunk bed. It was a bunk bed and then another bed, and it was like 12 quid. Bam.
AC, man, you have lived the fucking most horrible life. This is why, yeah, I want musicians to get their fucking money, man, because no one should be having to share a room with two other men ever. Like, no, man. What the hell?
Yeah, that's how it went. When
you remember when we had to share that room in Newcastle that time?
That's the funniest.
Fucking sheets. Those fucking sheets, man. They were like measured exactly to the length and width of the bed. Like I got under it and I was like, this isn't even covering my body. Like that. I was freezing, annoyed, awake. That's a really bad, like those three things together was really like bad mixture, man. I was so fucking pissed off.
It was the worst. You had to lie perfectly straight, and if you moved, the covers would come off. And that's
I launched my cover. Do you remember me launching my cover and telling it to fuck off halfway through the night?
So I'm like trying to sleep, and I'm like I take ages to go to sleep. So I hear Terry, So what I hear is I hear the covers move, like covers go one way, then the covers go another way, then I hear is fuck off. Oh no. He lost it, man. He lost it. He won't have it anymore, man.
I was so annoyed, man. That possibly is one of the things that annoyed me most in my entire life. Like it's like a torture technique. It was like a torture technique. It was unbelievable. Just get slightly bigger fucking covers.
r/mildly infuriating. Like it was horrible. It was horrible. But yeah, on that note, guys, we have reached the end of another How You Doing, Mate podcast. It's been enlightening. Yeah, what you got planned for the rest of the week, man?
Work.
What have I got this week? I've got loads of lessons this week. Fuck, I know there's something exciting, but I can't think of what it is. I'll let you know what it was next week.
Just work. I think I've got a couple of radio shows maybe I've got to do, but yeah, just work. That's it, man.
Cool. So, and I will be doing what I do.
I've done a song actually. I've done a new trap tune about STDs and drugs, so I'm gonna get that mixed and mastered.
About cheese and crack.
I didn't actually put her in there. I put her about someone else who was on crack, but I didn't a secret crack thing. But I actually didn't put this woman's name. I can't remember her name. So
let's not. If we do remember it, let's not mention it because I don't want to do any editing in this podcast. I want to put it out as it is. So far,
yeah. Hold on, don't worry, man.
So far, we've been all right.
Yeah, so far we've been good, man.
so far, we've been
fucking wicked.
And that's how we want to keep it. So yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, could you do us a favor, yeah? If you could, leave us a review on the Apple Podcast app. Little review. Like, you know what I mean? Just tell them what we do, how we're doing, because apparently that really helps. We haven't got any reviews yet. Any reviews we get, any 5-star reviews we get, we will read out on the next podcast. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu. Have a good week. Blessing to you. Love to your family. All that good stuff. And yeah, man, we'll see you next week for more tales of crack whores and cheese.
We'll see you next week for more of 80's interesting view of life.
Oh wait, sorry. She wasn't a crack.
She wasn't a prostitute. She was just like on the crack. Yes, cool. did crack for fun, innit?
Cool. We do not want to disrespect any actual prostitutes or sex workers who actually do work really hard. She was giving it for free or for cheese. There's a difference. There's levels to this shit. There's levels to this game, man. There's levels to this game.
There's levels.
Right.
That feels like the end. That feels like the natural end to this.
Nothing more needs to be said. Guys, catch you next week. Peace.
See you later.
Right, nice.